Happy Thursday, everyone. I love works in progress weeks. It's the easiest and it's the most exciting because I love talking about what I'm working on. And I always love giving you a few sneak peeks if I can. So I might sneak in a few sneak peeks. Does that make sense? Does everybody have plans for Labor Day weekend? I want to go somewhere, but I want to wait till the later part of the weekend, maybe a few days next week before. We do have the quilt show. What is it called? The Great Wisconsin Quilt Show?
Yes, Expo, yeah.
Okay, Great Wisconsin Quilt Expo? No? Show. All right.
We'll go there.
Yeah? Where are you reading it? Oh, right there. Right here. Let's just look at this and I'll be able to tell you all about it. So if you're in Wisconsin or Illinois or wherever, we have a really cool, really good quilt show coming up in Madison, Wisconsin. So it is the 5th through the 7th. You can buy tickets ahead of time or you can buy them right there at the show. It's a really good show. They have a lot of good quilts, a lot of good vendors. And it's the only show we vend at. So if you want to see primitive gatherings right now, this is the only place you're going to see it other than here in Wisconsin, right? So I have to do a few announcements, they tell me. You know how I feel about that. I like it when other people come on and do announcements. Then it's not just me up here. We good? We good on sound? You
sing a couple bars.
Huh?
Let's hear your singing voice.
My singing voice? I am horrible at singing. Yeah, right? But I do sing. I don't care. I'll sing. I'll sing at the top of my lungs. I don't care. Because you know, I'm good at quilting and stitching, so I'm really good at the fact, I'm really okay with the fact that I stink at singing.
I
right?
Heard you sing. You
Huh?
You sing all the time. I haven't heard it.
You haven't heard me sing? My brothers can sing, but I can't. All right, let's do some quick announcements. And just the FYI, we have prizes today, and prizes are triangle paper. 1-inch charm triangle paper, and there is definitely a reason you want to win this, which will be revealed later on when I give you a sneak peek or a sneak talk or a sneak whatever it is. I don't have nothing to well, I do have something to show for that. That is true. All right, quick announcements. Let's go. Stitchers Gathering, September 23rd, and all of our clubs that meet are $25. They meet 9 to 4. It includes lunch, and you can sew your brains out or stitch or whatever club you're doing for 8 hours or 9 to 4, whatever that is. All right, so Stitchers Gathering, this is Joanne's group. Now, I like to point this out that this is a really good, tight-knit group. So if you want to be part of a group that stays together for a long time, is there for you, has lots of fun together, very, very super nice ladies. Not that all the other clubs aren't nice either, but just for some reason, this club has stayed together for a long time. And it is on September 23rd, and it's hosted by Joanne Blank. Then we have Sit and Stitch, which I kind of lead up on Tuesdays. However, if there's a Stitch and Stitch on, or Sit and Stitch on Tuesday and Wednesday, I don't come on Wednesday. All right. So just kind of remember that. So the first one is September 3rd. And then we have another one September 25th. Also September 4th is Cross Stitch Club. Wool Club meets September 4th. September 9th is the Bernina Club. So we have clubs for everyone, if you haven't figured that out yet. Featherweight Club, September 9th. Bernina Education, so this is a class, and it is $50, and it's on September 11th, and it is embroidering on your Bernina. So if you do not know how to embroider on your Bernina like me, you should be taking this class. And then we have the coat class. Now, the coat class is very, very limited. We only have a couple spots left. It looks like for the October date, we only have 2 spots left in that class. And then in February, we only have one spot in that class. So if you are thinking about joining us, you don't have a lot of time. That is going to fill up super fast. And this is one where you will get fitted. You're going to go home after 2 days with probably a finished coat, or you'll be sewing the binding on, depending on how good you are at that. All right, then October 24th, we have Embroidery 102. And I really, really strongly want to advise you guys, we have all these classes going on, and it is very hard when we only have, 2 or 3 people in these classes. So if you want to see these classes continue, take them. All right, let's keep it going. All right, because we just might give up if we can't get people in these classes, and we don't want to give up because the machines are awesome, the classes are awesome, and we want to have them there for people who need it. All right, then there's a finishing class October 25th and 26th with Kathy Decker and Peggy Elliott on finishing all your cross-stitch wool, any of that. So it's a great class to come and learn lots of fun stuff. Then also another big workshop, November 15th through the 16th is Linda Hershka's custom quilting class there. And then, of course, I want to remind you, go to Linda. You got Linda? There we go. There's Linda's class. So Linda's class is all about the very techniques and things you need to know when you want to custom quilt. And we don't have enough custom quilters in the world. So please, if you have any interest in that at all, sign up for that class and you will be off to a great start. And then we have the Blue and White Quilt Show that I want to remind you about. Keep stitching your quilts or get signed up for that as well. The entry form is on our website for that one. Okay, so those are all the announcements. I think I did that in record time. What do you think?
Yeah, you did good, Jess. If you've done it before, I couldn't even keep up.
Yeah, you couldn't even keep up. All right, a little drink here. Awesome.
Just an FYI, Lisa, some of the viewers are saying that the picture is not sharp. It's a little bit out of focus. We are pretty sure it's a streaming issue.
Okay.
It's not the camera, it's the internet.
Okay. So I'm blurry?
Yeah.
Sorry. Is it showing up like that on yours?
Yeah.
Like how bad? Let me see.
It's okay. It just looks like a slow connection.
Oh, yeah.
I'm hardwired, so it's streaming on that end, not.
Okay.
Right.
All right. So hopefully it fixes itself. I know that the fiber optic people want to get in here and sell us their fiber optic. So do you think that'd make a difference?
I don't know. How did it go for you at home?
Huh?
How did it go for you at home?
Good.
Did it?
Yeah.
Problems.
You have problems?
I thought you did.
No, I only have problems hooking up my outside sound system because it's too far away from the router. And I called them and they said, we'll install another router for you.
Oh, okay.
So that was an easy fix, right? But we didn't do it yet. I don't think I need music outside right now.
No, it's bring Bluetooth speaker out.
I know, but when you pay that kind of money to have all these speakers around your house, you want to hook it up. Okay. All right. Okay. So quilt show, I talked about that. All right. So here's a kind of what's going on. The Black Star Flower Farm finishing pattern will be up September 10th. I know there was some questions about whether or not you were going to get that information, and you bet you are. So we will put that one out there September 10th, and I can't wait. I'm going to be picking up the cotton version at the show on Thursday of our Black Star Flower Farm, and it is gorgeous. I can't wait to show that one off. And then monthly mini. Remember, this is our monthly mini right here that is currently out right now. These are released on the 23rd of each month. They are on a download. Are they $5 or $8?
$5 for a download, $8 for printed.
$5 for a download, $8 for a printed pattern. You can choose those, and those are once a month on the 23rd. So mark your calendar for that. And then look at behind me. I'm giving you a sneak peek at Weekend Quilt number 3. Isn't it awesome? And what makes it especially awesome is it's flannel. So can you see this folded up on the back of the recliner or the snuggly couch where you sit? So this one, I don't remember the size. 66. All right, so you could add one more border on the outside if you wanted to. No, you don't want to. Or on the top if you wanted to make it longer, because I didn't put borders. I put wider borders on the side than I did on the top and bottom. That's weird that I did that, but I must have wanted it square. You sure it's square? It's not square. It's not square.
Remember I asked you if I could switch?
Yeah, it right now it is laying this way. So we'll measure it. It could be square. I don't know. But I know, see how I put wider borders on the length? We have it hanging sideways, so you see most of it. We're going to get it out and do it right now. Oh, all right. So just so you know, we will have this quilt at the Madison Quilt Show, and you will be able to purchase your kit ahead of time. And this one will release on September 7th. That is when this pattern will be up on our website for our weekend edition quilts. They're so fun. I love doing them. All right. So then, this is kind of a sneak peek of what's coming up. So we are going to start a new project for in the beginning of the year. But we have to order fabric now. So we are going to give you a sneak peek at one of these projects. I'm not going to show you it, but you need 7 yards of background fabric for the quilt to make it. I'm going to give you a couple details. So this is going to replace our weekly Twilight Stars. So remember we did Twilight Stars? And we did 1 block a week. Was it 1 block a week? Yeah, 2 blocks a week. Yeah, yes. So, all right, so this quilt, I'll just give you a couple of the details about it. I wrote them down for you so I wouldn't screw it up. Because you know how that is. Can't remember anything. So it's called Unity. And it's a quilt from one of my friends, Joyce Weeks. It's the quilt on the bed. Every time I go to her home and stay there, I sleep under this quilt and I want to steal it every time. It is so amazing. It is so scrappy. It is going to have 900 different fabrics in it. All right, so we will have kits for these. And there's going to be 3,560 half square triangles.
That's it.
It'll be 52 weeks. We will send the kits out monthly. So we'll run it as a block of the month. So we'll put 4 weeks in each shipment. You are going to need 8 packs of this triangle paper. So that's why we're giving some away today. Okay, you're going to need 8 total. You won't use all of the 8, but you'll go into the 8th pack. Okay, now this is what we need. And it's not up yet. We are going to put it up. So I want you to think about it because we have to set all these half square triangles in a fabric. These are the 3 fabrics that I have chosen from the Howard Marcus line called Unity. And this is for, they give away money, right? For this, all the money, the proceeds of this fabric goes to what, Jess?
Feeding America.
Feeding America. So if you buy this fabric, the designer, which is Moda, is going to donate all of the designer proceeds to Feeding America. All right. So we need a background. These are the 3 that we're offering. Joyce's quilt was bubblegum pink. This is what she used in her quilt. All right. So this is what the original kind of has, the bubblegum. I am going to do mine in this kind of bluey, greeny, teal color. This is what I'm going to set mine in. And then we have a third option. So just off the cuff, I want you to put in the comments which one you would pick. So this is the third option. So this is brown, but it has little pink flowers on. The other two are kind of monochrome. They're in the same color. This one has two colors in it. So pink and brown. This is Jess's favorite. She said she would pick this one. I am picking this one. And you have the bubblegum pink option as well. 7 yards we are going to need. So this is going to be up on our site as a pre-order because we have to order this by September 9th. So we want an idea of which color is going to be the most popular. However, just so you know, this is going to be a quilt along, sew along. We are going to put it out there for everyone to do, but you don't have to buy our fabrics. All right, you could probably use something from your collection if you don't want to purchase the same ones we are using. So that is also an option as well. Okay. Any questions on this? Put them in the feed. And this is going to start in 25. And the background fabric, I believe, does not come in until February, which we don't need right away. We can work on our half square triangles because guess what? We have 3,500 to do. So when the fabric comes in, you can start putting your blocks together then. But up until that point, we will just be making half square triangles. So please, please comment. Even if you're not going to do it, put in there what color you would pick because that'll give us a great idea. And the quilt right now, as we have it, measures 98 by 98. You could always make it smaller. You could always make 2 quilts with the amount of blocks that we're going to have in this. And it is a mystery. I'm not going to tell you right away, but it'll be revealed pretty quickly once you get your background fabric. All right, but it's a lot of sewing and it's going to be fun. And we are making very small units each week. We are going to be working with 18 different fabrics, so 9 pairs. Okay. So
I have a poll on Facebook as well.
Yeah.
And 55% have chosen brown, 37% have chosen teal, and 8% are pink.
Okay. So now that they all know why we picked those 3 colors, I'd be interested into seeing, because we probably would have ordered more heavily on the color I was using. Because usually the one that we make something out of is usually the most popular. And it is a very pretty, I would not say it's blue and I would not say it's green. So it is definitely teal. And the pink is more real like a dusty bubble gum. And then the brown with the pink flowers is beautiful. Okay, so you are going to love this quilt along, and I can't wait to start it. I'm down there in the kitting department, like, do you have any of those cut for me so I can get going? Okay, super fun, right? Super fun.
Say or not if this is a mystery quilt?
What?
Is it a mystery quilt?
Yeah, it's a mystery. To a point. It's going to be a point. Okay. It's going to be more of a mystery that I'm not going to tell you until we're like 3 months in, and then you'll know. But it won't be a mystery for the rest of the year. Like I said, it'll be quickly revealed. All right. And if we get a really nice, good response and sell out on all of our fabrics or whatever, maybe I'll show you the quilt. I'll make Joy send it to me, and then I won't give it back to her. No. Okay.
Did you say 1 inch triangle paper?
1 inch. 1 inch charms. This stuff.
Can you touch on how the kits are going to work?
We are going to package it weekly, and then we are going to mail them monthly. That sound about right, Jess? We don't know pricing yet, but it won't be too long. Okay, because it's only, yeah. Your bulk of the price is going to be your 7 yards of background fabric.
It's shipping.
And what?
Shipping.
And shipping? Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
And then, did you mention when it would start exactly?
January of 25. January 1 or somewhere around there. All right. Are we good on that one?
When will pre-orders be available?
As soon as we get it up. It would have been today, but Amy's gone today.
Yeah, well,
She is helping her mama get situated or something or another.
any idea of what the finished size of the quilt will be?
98 by 98 if you make it exactly like mine. It could use a bigger, you could probably, let me see, let me peek once here. It has no border. So that is pretty much 98 by 98 with no border. So if you'd want it bigger, order more background fabric. Because the background fabric is the main fabric throughout the quilt, and it would be the borders too.
So as soon as that goes up on the website, they'll also be able to order background fabric at the same time.
Exactly. Yeah. But it will not come in until February. It'll be a pre-order. So they'll have to work on how that works.
Our block
And we will have
sizes-
everything in there that you're going to need for the quilt along.
Our block size is uniform or a variety?
They're uniform. You're going to win the quilt show with this one. I'm just saying. All right. All right. Let me look and see if there's anything else in here that I need to talk about. Not that. Not that. Not that. This is my work in progress folder. Yep.
Can you explain that when we provide fabrics for backgrounds or in our kits, we always allot for starching, for if
Yes.
they're starching or not?
Yes. Right. So just for instance, we are doing this. We're cutting squares for our kits, and we're using this 5-inch charm paper. We are going to cut 6-inch squares for ours. So there will be plenty of room for starching any of your fabric, because we definitely want to starch. So we're going to put 6-inch squares in our kits, and there's going to be 18 fabrics per week. Okay. Yes. Awesome. All right. Okay. The sheet is done. Perfect. I like that. How many are you? Comment. How many of you are doing our Scandinavian quilt along? And I just want to say that we picked Scandinavia because, it's just kind of the trend right now that everybody is doing some things in the Scandinavian style. We are not dishing any other country or anything like that. It's just a style of what we're doing. Okay. So we will probably not have the Irish quilt along or the, English quilt along or we're not going to do that. Scandinavian is a style. So that's why that is named that way. So speaking of Scandinavian, here's my block 1, right? How many of you have all 7 done? Shout out. Yes, yes, yes. Guess what releases today? And just a heads up, you got to watch the video because I screwed up in the video.
You can't really tell.
I can't really tell.
You can't really tell.
So I get the whole block done, and I'm holding it for Kaylee to take a picture, and she's like, I think you turned something. So I just quick ripped it out and, but I revealed that I did make a boo-boo. Because, when you're stitching under pressure, you're worried about what you're talking. You're not worried about what you're doing. And I got to worry more about what I'm doing than talking. And then, this is block 3, but I can't show you that yet. I am working on 4. Alicia just sent me hers. She's done. Whole quilt in a panel with the panel, everything already all done. Already all done. So I can't wait to get that here, and we will show that off. All right. I'm working on block 4, so I'm doing triangle paper for block 4. This is just some of them that I show you that what I'm currently stitching on right now. I only have 2 done. I think there's a couple more to go yet. And then Heidi, these are the fabric requirements for our quilt along. Are these on the website?
Yes.
Okay. Website or blog?
Both. Well,
Both
I
places.
mean, the website, I don't know, but as far the landing page,
The
yes,
landing page.
so
So
if you go in-
lisabonjean.com, go to quilt alongs, and this is where you're going to find this page. So this labels every fabric and the fabric requirement that you need for each one.
those exact pages I do not have up, but I do have the fabric requirements listed. So
Okay.
if you'd like me to add those, I
I
will,
want
but
these.
I need the
Yes.
files then.
Yes, get them from Terry. So we will have these up on the landing page as a PDF so you can know what fabrics and how much of each one that you're going to need. And remember, this is just what we're using. You can do whatever you want, basically, in that. So how is the quilt along going? Are you liking the blocks? Sewing the same one 6 or 7 times? And just a FYI, we do have this as well on the landing page as well.
Yes.
The cover here. Okay. Now today, block 2 releases, and then September 12th will be block 3. So that's what you can look forward to there. Currently, like this morning, actually, I have a new fabric line deadline that I have to get out. And I'll be able to tell you and show you more about it coming up toward the end of September. I can actually show you it. But I want to just kind of show you, these are all how we start with writing directions. So everything, so I wrote 3 different directions today for these quilts here. So these are all going to be in my next book coming up, and fabric line. This might give you a little clue here what it's about. What you're looking for.
Those 2 pieces of paper you held up.
Right here.
So the question is, are they going to be able to see the blue version? So they already purchased block number 1. Are they going to have to purchase block number 1 again in order to see the blue version? Or I don't think they realize that this is actually just showing which the fabrics are versus this one. So it's always going to be the same black. Are you going to show it in both versions every time, or is it always just going to come in the red?
No, we're not gonna do the quilt in blue. We are just doing ours in red.
Right.
If you want to do yours in blue, we showed you what fabrics you're going to use for what blocks, right? All right. So that was kind of an afterthought to do it in blue as well, unless somebody wants to do them for me, because I can't fit another one in. So anybody want to volunteer for that? We'll send you a kit. But you have to work ahead. And you have to, you have to know that you got the skills to do it, and the what do you call it, gumption to stay ahead and stick with those deadlines. Okay? I'm going to get in trouble for saying that, aren't I? It's going to cause a but you never know. Okay. All right. Keep going. Speaking of fabric lines, this one here is finally on our website. This one delivers in February. And I know you can't really see it, but we will spend we'll go through this, but it's all backgrounds. So it's tone on tones that you can't see. Those are white on whites. Then it's taupe on some. And then there's gray. So this would be the perfect time to order nice big backgrounds, because these are tiny little prints. And you can never have enough tiny little prints. These are my favorite from the past. Some of them have been recolored. I think there's 10 different prints, 9 or 10 different prints. And we just put it out as a background line. And we are going to do some quilts with these, like our quilt box. We'll be using these fabrics. Our ongoing 2025 project will be using these fabrics. I'm trying to think what else we got. And we'll have a couple quilts with this, but not much. It's all backgrounds. So that makes it just a smidge more difficult. But I've paired each one of these. And what I mean by each one is because there's like 4 different sections. Like these are the grays. These are the taupes on more of a cream. These are the white on whites on more whites. And then these are the taupes on more white. So there's like 4 little mini fabric lines in here. And I've paired a Bella Solid with each one. So, and I mean, not like cream, like a color. So like graphite with the gray, driftwood with the taupe. And then there was, I can't remember the names of the other ones. But you get the idea, right? If you want one of those really mushy tone-on-tone quilts, that's what we're going to make a couple of those coming up. So that's coming in February. And then the fabric line that I just told you about, that one will come in April or May. Yeah. May. Okay? So now you know some of the stuff that's coming up. And I will be able to talk more about it very soon coming up. All right. How many of you saw my Instagram post the other day about our favorite guest of all time, Darcy, and her finishing of her hooked rug? Did you watch it till the end?
I did. I wasn't disappointed.
Yeah, it was so fun, right? So I have been working on my rug a little bit. I've gotten a little farther because I'm jealous that Darcy is done. So do you see how, oh, here we go. All right, so I'm getting there, right? Darcy said, if I finish this little section right here, if I just finish this corner right there, I'll be halfway. Only halfway. Yeah. But the more I do it, the more I want it done. So it's going to have to be put on the daily to-do. Go down there and do one section a day.
Maybe it'll have to be your finishing project for your works in progress retreat.
Yeah, so Jess and I have been planning for next year. And one of the things we're going to have, when was that, in March?
April.
In April, we are going to have a works in progress retreat. So you come, you hang out. I think it's only like a 4 days, 3 nights. And you can work on whatever you want to get finished, whatever you need help with. I'm going to be there the whole time with you. And we are going to get stuff done. Because when I go to retreat, I just get them all done. Crossed off my list. Okay. I did have a list, but I don't know what I did with it. I did have a list. Okay. I'll just let you look at this for a little bit more. So works in progress. How many of you are on here today that are doing fresh cut garden in the wool box? Lots of you, some of you. How many of you that are doing it are kept up? How many of you are on the block that we're on? What block are we on? Because I'm done with my blocks. 10. We're on 10 right now? Or they have 10?
For which one?
9. No, they will be on 10.
You'll get 10 in September.
Yes.
No.
No, then they'll get 11.
You'll get 11 in September. You'll get 12 in November. We'll figure it out. We should have, you think we'd have this big chart with big X's on that Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple things because I think it's kind of interesting to see how I do this, right? So I've taken every one of my blocks and I've taped them all together. In the beginning, I was coloring them. So see how I've taped them all together? So here's the whole quilt. Try not to show you the whole bottom. Okay, so I've taped this all together. Just bear with me so I I don't want to leave myself this total mess when I'm done here today, because everything is a mess in my world and I always have to. So I'm going to put my hand over the bottom 2 blocks. So here is the whole thing all drawn out without any borders yet. So you can get an idea. Don't you just want to color that? I want to color that. Okay, so see, we're going to scallop the border. So working on that. So here's what I do when I draw. I'm only going to draw 1 border and then not wing the rest, but Terry can, my graphic girl, can wing the rest if I do 1. All right, so here is the top. So this is the top of the quilt. And all I really need to design is 1/4 of the borders. So I'll be designing here, and then I need half this way too then. That's all you need. And that's what will be in your pattern. Now I do want to let you know I'll fold that up later. Or somebody nice can do that for me. That you're going to get block 12 in November, and that will be your last part of the block. The finishing kit will be extra because you wouldn't have anything else in your box if I would put it in the next box, which would be in 25, which we want to start a whole new 2-year project then. So the finishing kit will be optional. And you can see this a little. Maybe I shouldn't show you that yet. But anyway, don't show them that. I have. This is my vision. All right. So we have that massive center, all packed with stuff. So now, what I'm doing right now, because I have 1 border on right now. I have the left border on, and I have my motifs, which are something I don't want to tell you, and there's 3 of them, and then in between is a couple other little things, critters, and then lots of leaves. And I picked about maybe 5 or 6 different leaf shapes, and then those will kind of be dense right near the border, and then they'll sprinkle out to nothing, and then there'll be blank spots on the border for quilting. I sent it to Linda last night to see if she wanted to quilt it, and she said, yes, I will quilt that. So that is all set and done. Just be aware that in your box, is it going to be in the November box, Jess, or will it be in the September box, what it will be for the finishing kit?
Probably the November,
Okay.
because I don't know if we'll have it done for the September.
Okay.
Finishing kit information for the freebie will be in the September.
Can you go grab that for me? Thank you. So the information for the finishing kit for Fresh Cut Garden will be in the November box. The finishing kit for the 1-year project, I think it's called Little Rose, that will be in the September box. Okay? And remember, it's optional. You do not have to purchase the finishing kits. But wait till you see it. That might, help with your decision. So Jess ran down to get that, and I'm going to show it to you just because I feel good today. Oh, I feel good every day. Okay, let's talk about some new quilts that we have to show and share. Remember, this one will be on pre-order coming soon, and it will be at the show. So if you're going to the show, you can pick it up there. So this one might seem very familiar. So we had lots of panels left over, but no fabric of this line. So what we did is we took Farmhouse Flannel Layer Cake, added 2 oranges to it, and used that for the half square triangles instead of all the different colors. And we absolutely love this version. This will be at the show as well, coming up, and it will be on our website soon. So, and this is called, what is this called?
Autumn on the Farm.
Autumn on the Farm, farmhouse version. So look for that on our website soon. Okay, and then, so speaking of works in progress, here's my motor blockheads. Hopefully, hopefully, they're all here.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I hope they're all in
Hopefully, once I get the fresh cut garden laid down, I can maybe put that together, but not until. And then this one, look at, I have them all, my words I want to finish. Does anybody else want to finish this one with me? Letters to Santa. I want to finish that one. Maybe my little helper can help. No.
there. Helen says, "Oh Lord, just shut up and take my money."
Oh, we are going to keep you humming here. That's for sure.
Do you have a motor blockheads layout that you plan to use?
Nope. I'm going to figure it out. I'm just going to lay those blocks out and decide what I'm going to do. I know I have a lot of my background left yet, so that, and the navy. So those are my two featured prop fabrics in that. So I'm thinking I'm going to be using those.
And you're going to show that to them when it's all finished, right? Because they're insisting.
Yeah, I'll definitely finish. Hey, I don't know if you know this. I'm the only one that has every blockhead quilt finished. I mean, designer. And some of you may have them all finished, but I can say that I know I'm the only designer, only motor designer that has all of them done to this point. All right. So, do you know about Kimberly Jollies? She's the owner of Fat Quarter Shop. She does a quilt along every year to raise money for the Make-A-Wish Foundation. And we have made the quilt with one of my primitive muslin backgrounds. And I'll show you it a little bit here. I'm sure you've seen them. Just throw it over here. So this is the quilt. It's beautiful. All right, so when this came, I knew I wasn't going to have time to do it. So I gave this to Madeline to make. And she would make this when I was busy doing something else and I didn't have anything for her to do. She would be working on this. And this is her first quilt that she's done pretty much by herself. So what I think we're going to do with this is we are going to make a donation instead of giving them the quilt, because we don't think that Madeline should have to give up her first quilt. All right, you agree with that? So we really use the muslin here instead of the print because it really gives, we thought, a place for everything to rest. So that's what we did different. We changed the background out of the quilt. And I can't wait for Madeline to come on, and I know she sneaked out of here a couple times without talking about this quilt. So she's not very entered, or what's the word?
Social?
Yeah, she's not too social yet about camera. All right, but we'll work on her because this is something to be proud of, right? And you know, she's kind of picky and a perfectionist, so she's got, you know, this, that, and other things about it. But I'm like, it's your first quilt, girl. That's something to be proud of. So don't stress about that. All right, I think I might have showed you everything except for this. So it's not quilted yet, but it is all stitched. So here's a reveal of our ongoing project. And look at this beautiful wool. This is a brand new color wool we have. It's not been out there before. I don't know the name of it. You remember the name that we named this, Jess? We were trying to figure it out the other day and we couldn't remember. But it's gorgeous. So this will be a finishing kit coming up. And I just pieced it just like, and I usually do 1/2 inch seam allowances, but with wool, when you stitch wool. But this one I just did 1/4 inch and it worked just fine. So see how you flatten wool seams open? So tell me if you like this, if you like how it turned out. And if you don't like it, don't tell me. You'll hurt my one last feeling that I have left. Okay. Do we have any questions before we give away prizes?
I have a couple of random questions about things. So they're all over the place, okay? Do you always quilt with Orville invisible thread?
No. It's just a new thing because with the long arms that we have here now, because that's what this is quilted on. Do you see that? It's great because when it goes over the light, you don't see blue fabric or you don't see white fabric when you go over the dark. So you do, it does have a little bit of a sheen to it, but when you wash it, it dulls down. And I think the more you wash it, the more it goes away. We put flannel on this too for snuggly.
All right. This question is about the snowman panel.
Mm-hmm.
When we get to the thicker lines, do you go around them 2 times?
Yes, right next to each other. So just lay one right next to the other. Just snug them up. You're not going to believe how easy it is to do it. August 8th, if you go back into our archives, there is a video on how I did stitch next to each other. Like I stitched in an eye, I believe, on the Santa. So that's how you do it. And just practice too. It's really just do a stem stitch and then do one right next to it. And you're not going to believe how easy it is.
For the quilt along that you are going to start in 2025,
Mm-hmm.
How many blocks per month will there be on that one?
You can't think blocks per month. Okay. You will be sewing, just to give you an idea, 9 of these. I got to make sure I get it right. 9 sets of these a week. So 9 times 8. So you're going to be making 72 half square triangles a week. You can do it. Remember, quilt show is coming.
When will the pre-order for the wooden barn start?
We are just getting set up for Madison, so it's.
All right. So the wood barn quilts, wood barn signs, will be up when we get back from Madison. When we get back from Madison, so like that second week in September, we will have that up. All right.
Right. What is the color of the muslin on Madeline's quilt?
What is the color? Navy. Like color number? Do you remember it? It's 43. So it is 10, 4, 0, 43.
What type of
I think it's
fabric?
42. Because I think 43 is more navier, darker. Jess is like, okay. I think it's 42.
All right. While she's looking for that, what type of fabric do you prefer for the backing of wool projects?
Oh, anything. Don't matter. You can put homespun. I probably use homespun most of the time on a wool. Or another piece of flannel. And you can also use flannel as a batting as well. So in that wool quilt, that little wool quilt, we just may put a piece of flannel for batting. And it doesn't have to be white. You can put any color flannel in there. So I wouldn't put white in there. Did you find one or not?
I found the one that goes with a different line.
Oh, which one is that?
This one is 81.
Yeah, darker.
This could be cool.
Yeah, so we don't have any of the muslins up there anymore. Everybody steals them on me, that's why.
You just have the red up here.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this isn't the darkest navy though. So we had 42 and 43, and this one is a little bit more bluer, brighter blue than the 43 as I remember. Okay,
I got one more for you.
all right.
Can you explain homespun? I
Sure.
noticed it's required in some of the wool projects I've been looking at. What kind of fabric is it?
Can you grab me a bolt? So homespun is a woven fabric, and why we ask for homespun is because it's double-sided. It doesn't have a right or a wrong side. So most fabric, when it's printed, has a white backing. So this is white. So if I was going to put this on a mat and cut the edge here, you would see white strings on the edge of the mat. So if you have a homespun where it's double-sided, meaning I could use this side or I could use that side. One side is brushed on this particular homespun. One side is flat on this one. They can be both flat or they could be both brushed. So depending on what the designer picked for their homespun. And the reason why is because when you have a mat or when you have something that's wool and this is adhered to this as a backing, you don't want to see all those white strings hanging off the edge. So you want something that's colored. So recently I had, the epiphany that Bella Solids are both sides. So if I can't find a homespun in the color that matches my wool mat, I'll go use a Bella Solid now because it's colored on both sides. So that's the only reason why.
And it feels nice.
Huh?
And it feels nice.
And it feels nice. Yeah, so this homespun is brushed. So it's almost like a flannel on one side without, the little bit more weight that the flannel is going to give you. And these homespuns are timeless. They've been around forever and they're hard to find. So if you can find them, snatch them up because we don't do a lot of homespun anymore. All right, how are we doing? Are we ready for picking prizes? Guess what we have after this? Comment sold. All right. Any more questions for today? So I showed you some things that are coming up. So you're in the know, so you know more than anybody else who doesn't watch this. Okay.
Would you pre-wash the flannel when using it for batting?
No, I'd want it to shrink. Yep.
All right,
But remember, just because I don't do something doesn't mean that that's the only way, right? You can do whatever you want. And that's what makes it fun is, using things differently. So come up with some fun stuff. So I have 6 prizes to give away today. I'm feeling very generous.
You just tell me 6. I only gave you 3.
Oh,
So
okay, you're getting 2 each.
Okay, there you go.
You're getting 2 each. So I'm like, you're going to get these 2 packs of triangle paper, so you're going to want to stitch along with us. Okay? See how I can problem solve? It's in my DNA. All right. Oh, here they are. I'm like, where are they? All right. All right, winners for the triangle paper are Donna Haft, Susie Caffrin, and Cindy Bishop. You are all winners. However, you need to email Heidi at the address listed on the screen right now and put in your physical address so she can send you your triangle paper.
And please notice that there is a .us at the end of my email address instead of a .com.
Yes, we are not a .com.
.us.
So we are a .us, like United States. That's what that means, okay? The primitivegatherings.com was taken already. And now nobody's using it right now, so now they want thousands of dollars for me to buy it from them. Guess what? We're not gonna. All right, so congratulations to all the winners. I hope you have a great holiday weekend, and I hope you get a lot of stitching done. And I hope you join us here next week where we'll be live from the show in Madison, seeing lots of quilts because every quilt tells a story. Every stitch?
Every stitch. Every stitch.
Every quilt and every stitch tells
Every quilt and every stitch tells a story.
In every quilt.
Every stitch. How does one stitch tell a story?
Every stitch.
Bye, everyone. Go stitch every day.